Hi, it's Brittany. Jaqie Angel, the rest of my family, and I are leaving Oklahoma to move to Colorado to get Jaqie the CBD oil she needs so these horrible seizures don't take her life. Normally, I'm not the type of person that would ask for help. I give the shirt off my back if it helps somebody. But right now, we need all the help we can get. Anything you can donate to help us move would be forever appreciated from the bottom of our hearts. We already have doctor's appointments set up and connections with the best foundations in Denver, Colorado, and Jaqie is set up to schedule her first dose of CBD on April 15th. But we need your help to make this possible. So please, we're asking anything you donate will help. Any prayer you say for us will help our family and mean the world to us. Jaqie Angel has had over 20,000 seizures since she was 5 months old, and she's getting weaker and weaker by the day. She's depending on me and all of us to help make this happen for her. So I'm asking you from the bottom of our hearts to please help us save our baby's life. And thank you for all the support that you're showing us on Facebook. We truly appreciate it. And by sharing this page and this post and every post like this, you're helping us more than you'll ever know. So please continue to share, continue to pray, and help us get our baby to Colorado to save her life. Thank you so much, and we'll keep you updated.
Welcome to the Illegally Healed podcast, bringing you the faith, science, and hope of cannabis extract therapy. And now your host, Kevin Quinn.
Welcome to the Illegally Healed podcast. My name is Kevin Quinn, and we have a very incredible show for you, a very emotional one as well, telling the story of Brittany Hardy and her beautiful daughter, Jaqie Warrior. That is actually her name. Little Jaqie Warrior has been going through quite a lot as a young child, and I'm going to discuss this with Brittany and actually let Brittany tell you a little bit about what Jaqie's been going through. Brittany, how old is your daughter?
She's 18 months old.
18 months old, and at this point, you guys have been dealing with a very rare medical condition. Tell me a little bit about what you're facing as a family.
It's just been really hard. Jaqie's having so many seizures every day, and we just feel like we're out of options here right now. And it's been a nightmare. We're desperate to get her the CBD oil and hopefully, get her seizures to calm or stop, or, anything is better than what she's going through right now, but we're just very desperate at this point.
Well, so tell me a little bit about the background on her seizures. I'm reading here that she currently has between 75 and 150 seizures a day.
Yeah, she does have 75 to 150 seizures a day, probably on average maybe like 90, but on a good day, maybe 75. And the really bad days, 150 is a lot for any parent. And at one point while she was in the hospital, she had 200 seizures in a 6-hour period. We really thought we were going to lose her.
That is incredible, and I'm sure as a parent, that's a lot to deal with emotionally. Now, I'm sure you've gone down the path of traditional medical treatment. What have the doctors said to you, and what have they done so far to try to eliminate these seizures or reduce them?
Well, in the beginning, we started supposedly the best treatment out there, the ACTH gel injections. We had to give her shots every day for 6 weeks, and that didn't work. It aggravated her seizures. So we've been on at least 13 other meds. She's currently on 4 daily medications now. One of them is a narcotic called Klonopin, which is just like Xanax. And, we've even tried the ketogenic diet. There is no more options here for us.
Being someone that also goes through seizures myself, and I also have epilepsy, nowhere near this severe. I know the litany of drugs that are out there to treat this and how toxic they are and how crazy it can be and how hard it can be, not only on the body of the person that has to take these drugs, but on the family of people around you. And just as a parent, our hearts all go out to you. It must be such a challenge. But one thing that I want you to also touch on is where did you hear first about CBD oil, cannabis extract therapy, as a solution to what your daughter is going through?
Well, the day my daughter was diagnosed with seizures and epilepsy, I started researching every treatment I could find possible, and I had always read about it, but it was never available here. And the first thing I had ever heard of was Charlotte's Web. So, and I've heard so much good stuff about it. I really need to get Jaqie on that medicine.
Well, one of the things that I've heard is that you and your husband have decided to leave the area. Where are you living right now?
We live in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
So you're planning on uprooting your family and, for the sake of your daughter and her health, moving to Colorado so that she can get this medicine, this treatment, this cannabis extract therapy. Is that true? Is that your plan?
That is. First of all, let me just say, we have not been able to save a dime since Jaqie was diagnosed with epilepsy. And we have sit here and we have fought and we have tried every single medicine there is available here. And we're fighting right now as hard as we can to get the laws to change for medical marijuana. We also have her enrolled in the clinical trial for Epidiolex, which is a form of, CBD oil. She'll be the first patient here in Oklahoma to receive that. But her seizures have gotten to the point right now where we are left no choice but to go there until we can get that medicine in hand, because I'm afraid she's going to die. I can't stand to look at her suffer anymore. We have 4 kids, all girls, 7 and younger, and all of us are going to go as a family to Colorado to try to get Jaqie better. We don't have the money to go right now, and hopefully can raise it, but money is not going to stand in the way of us getting there and getting Jaqie the help, even if we have to stay in a shelter temporarily. I don't care. My kids don't care. We all just want Jaqie to get better. If Jaqie Angel cannot get better here, we have to do anything and everything we can there to make sure she does.
I can tell you that as a parent myself, and I'm sure that anybody listening right now that has children, their heart just goes out to you and their heart breaks for what you're going through right now, Brittany. I'm at a loss for words, because it's such a tragedy, such a shame that in order to heal your daughter, you're forced to uproot your family, and even that is still breaking the law. This treatment is illegal. And I want to talk to our scientific expert, Dr. Bob Melamede. He's a PhD, and he knows so much about this subject.
Well, what's important for everybody to understand is that there is nobody in the world who is not essentially using marijuana-like compounds. Every vertebrate in existence has what's called an endocannabinoid system. We all make marijuana-like compounds, and we use them to regulate everything in your body, from conception till death. So there's nobody who's not using essentially marijuana every day of their lives. And it's regulating their pain, it's regulating seizures, it's regulating their happiness. Every time anybody in the world gets hungry, they get hungry because a part of their brain makes marijuana-like compounds called endocannabinoids, and they basically give themselves the munchies. And everybody, makes fun of forgetting, etc. Well, everything in life is a balance. You have to forget. If you can't forget certain things, you wind up with PTSD or other forms of emotional trauma. So there is nobody, none of these hypocrites who are out there putting this child and her parents and her family through this torture. They are all using cannabinoids every day of their lives. And every doctor who's out there recommending that people use fish oil because it's good for your heart, it's good for a variety of issues, the reason it's good for you is because that's what your body uses to make your bodies pop.
That is an absolutely incredible, mind-blowing statement that I don't think anybody understands. I mean, the word on that is unbelievable. So the natural balance of your brain to create these chemicals is one of the reasons, I surmise, why cannabis extract therapy is so essential in regulating someone who has an imbalance in those chemicals.
Absolutely correct. And if you're talking about depression, you're talking about ADD, all of these things are a function of these regulatory circuits. And in general, cannabinoids are beneficial for these various illnesses. In fact, the United States government has a patent on the neuroprotective properties of cannabinoids.
Now, when we talk about cannabinoids, is there a difference between the cannabinoids that are isolated for therapeutic use, for instance, to treat people with cancer and people with depression and people with seizures, and the THC that's being smoked for people to get for people to have that recreational effects of marijuana?
Well, think of what the recreational effects means. It means that somebody is feeling better. It's not like, people who have never experienced it, their only frame of reference is the stupidity and the completely wrong analogy with alcohol. If you're happy and you're feeling good and you use cannabis and it makes you happier and feel better, that's because that's what cannabis, your endocannabinoids do for you. So when you take the plant, for example, for depression, incredibly small amounts that don't really give you, in a conventional sense, a high, are enough to alleviate the suffering of depression. It's all a matter of balance. Everything in life is a matter of balance. And what we are unfortunately suffering from at this point, sociologically, is that we have groups of people who are narrow-minded and ignorant and are willing to make people like this family and their child and countless other people suffer. We're using in Colorado high doses of cannabis for controlling and getting rid of cancers. We have cases where young children who were given up medically because of their brain cancer are now cancer-free from using high doses of cannabis. And when people are paranoid about THC versus CBD, how do they have any idea whatsoever what is going on in this child's brain? That they could say, oh, you don't want the child to get high. Well, maybe it's making that child a little bit more normal. And I can tell you from other circumstances, other children that I've been involved with who have severe epilepsy as well as a variety of associated developmental disorders because of the chromosomal deletion, not the same one as in this case, how the THC-containing extract benefited them hugely. How can anybody assume that they know what's going on in that child's brain and what this cannabinoid might be doing? Because the very development of all of us, from conception till death, is involved with cannabinoids. It regulates your immune system. It regulates your nervous system, your bones, your reproductive system. Every system in your body is homeostatically regulated by the cannabinoids that we make out of essential fatty acids that are called essential because we need them.
That's incredible, Doctor. Now, you've been touching on some things with the cancer research, and that's one of the very exciting things that we're exploring, too, with our upcoming documentary, The Phoenix Five, and, the Phoenix Tears Foundation, the work that we're doing with them as well.
Yeah, I'm involved with that. I'm on the board of Phoenix Tears Foundation.
It's some incredible stuff that we're very excited to be a part of as well, and researching and talking to some of those patients. What blows me away is the fact that everybody has started to hear about the medical benefits of cannabis and, using it to alleviate things like anxiety and to alleviate things like as an adjunct to chemotherapy with nausea, and they associate it with that. But before I got involved in this project, I didn't realize that it could also be used to fight cancer, to fight seizures. I mean, I've it's just totally, my jaw is on the floor when I hear you make these statements, and when I hear about the cutting edge of science that is behind how much potential this drug has and how close-minded our government is, our regulators, our legislators are behind keeping all of this from the American public.
Well, a lot of the problem is that the people in authority and the people who they go to for advice, our doctors, don't have a clue. Our medical marijuana community is much better educated than our professional community. The doctors, in general, are never educated about it. If you look, a study came out this past summer out of the 100, I think it's 56 medical schools in the United States. 13% of them mention the word endocannabinoid. Now, what you have to understand is that the major neurotransmitter system in your brain is your endocannabinoid system, and we are not teaching it to our doctors, and our idiot politicians are going to the ignorant doctors for advice.
But I think we're on the brink of some major change, and it's work that you're doing. It's families like Brittany's with her daughter Jaqie that are standing up and saying, you know what, we're going to do whatever it takes to get our daughter better. And it's brave people like all of us who are going to work together on a community level to change people's minds. And I appreciate both of you for being here with us tonight.
Cannabis prohibition is crimes against humanity.
Well, that's a very, very solid point. Doctor, thank you so much for being with us here on the podcast. We really do appreciate having you here.
My pleasure, anytime.
And Brittany, here at Illegally Healed, we want to raise awareness about Jaqie's condition, her needs, and help you share your story and journey of hope. So here's what we have planned for the next few weeks. First, we have an exclusive live acoustic performance by the Maurice Davis Band, who hails from Austin, Texas. Right now, they're in the process of recording a special song just for Jaqie. We're going to post it to our YouTube channel in the days to come, and hopefully the special dedication is going to give Jaqie some peaceful music. We're going to film an exclusive interview with the entire Warrior family and get it online hopefully by this weekend. And third, when you do make your journey to Colorado, we want to help connect you and plug you in with the top advocates, caregivers, doctors, scientists. Try to give Jaqie the best chance at living possible. And we're going to be behind you all the way. This is a community effort. And so we are behind you. Of course, we're going to help you and your family blog about your journey. That's the way we're going to make a difference in this whole thing. Okay?
And our family truly appreciates it. From the bottom of each one of our hearts to you guys, we are forever indebted to you. And thank you.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your story. Like I said, as a parent, our hearts definitely goes out to you, and it does definitely mean a lot that you stand up, and you and Jaqie are the face of this whole thing. You can find out more by visiting us at facebook.com/illegally-healed, or you can connect with us on Twitter @illegally-healed. This production is brought to you by producers and engineers around the world who are all working together to help this cause. You can help us by sharing this podcast on Facebook or Twitter by using the share button on this player. For Illegally Healed, I'm Kevin Quinn. Press forward, Internet. There is power in our numbers.
You've been listening to the Illegally Healed podcast. Remember, your passion and dedication will make the difference in spreading the word on this critical treatment. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and online at illegally-healed.com.